Thanks for checking out this video. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about Microsoft Copilot and how Copilot can be used in education, specifically how you can use Copilot's AI features for teacher productivity. So let's get started. So AI is being used everywhere, but the challenge is that its use is growing much faster than our understanding of how it actually works. So this gap creates the need for educators, administrators, and even students to develop AI literacy. And that's not just using the AI tools, but understanding their impact, the benefits, as well as some of the ethical considerations. So today, we're going to look how Microsoft Copilot can help bridge this gap in education. So AI is already part of classrooms in ways that we may not even realize. As you can see on this chart, students often use AI to summarize information and assist with writing. Educators or teachers leverage AI for lesson planning, content creation, and even coming up with assessment questions. And meanwhile, school leaders use AI to improve efficiency and manage processes. So as you can see from this information, the question isn't whether AI will be used in education, but how AI can be used effectively and responsibly. Now, here's some information on the screen that shows that AI isn't just changing education, it's shaping the workforce. According to business leaders, 82% believe that employees will need new skills to work alongside AI. But AI literacy isn't just about knowing how to use the technology, it's about developing critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and problem-solving skills. These are things that cannot be replaced by AI. So our role as educators is to prepare students for a future where they'll need to work with AI and not compete against it. So what can AI, specifically Microsoft, do for us? Well, a lot. As you're looking at on the screen, you can see some of the uses of Copilot, both in private and public institutions as well. So it can act as a tutor for every student, generate quizzes and presentations in seconds, and even save valuable time by automating repetitive tasks. It can also personalize learning, making education more engaging and accessible for students. Imagine being able to create interactive classroom content effortlessly, giving both teachers and students more opportunities to focus on deeper learning. So generative AI opens up incredible possibilities for education. It can create engaging content, automate administrative tasks, and provide personalized learning experiences, and even assist with language learning and translation. AI-powered chatbots like Copilot can support students with instant feedback and even fraud detection, which can help maintain academic integrity. The potential is vast, and it's up to us as educators to integrate AI in ways that best serve our students and staff. So AI has been around longer than most people think. It actually started in the 1950s with the goal of creating intelligent machines. And then, about a decade later, machine learning emerged, allowing computers to learn from data. And by 2017, deep learning enabled AI to make more complex decisions. In 2021, generative AI revolutionized how we create text, images, and even music. So all of this rapid evolution shows that AI isn't just a passing trend. It's here to stay, and education must adapt. So let's talk about Microsoft Copilot. It's going to incorporate the context and intelligence of the web, your work data, as well as whatever you're doing in the moment on your PC to provide you assistance with the ability to customize outputs and protect your privacy and security as well. Now, one of the biggest concerns with AI is privacy and security, and Microsoft Copilot ensures that your data is protected. Searches are not linked to personal accounts, conversations aren't saved, and chat data isn't used to train AI models like some of the LLMs out there. Plus, no Microsoft employee can view your data. This makes Copilot a secure and reliable tool for educators, and maybe even students as well if they're over 18 years of age. So while Copilot keeps a history of your conversations, your personal data is collected and used only as needed and retained no longer than necessary. And all of this is because Microsoft built Copilot with privacy in mind. So school systems that have access to Copilot is going to allow educators and faculty members to have additional protections for sensitive school data. And this means that the chat data isn't saved, it isn't used to train the AI models, and Microsoft can't view that data as well. And searches aren't linked to individuals, and the school's identity is removed before that search is even sent to Microsoft Copilot servers. So with great power comes great responsibility, and Microsoft follows core principles to ensure that AI is ethical, transparent, and accountable. AI should be reliable, safe, and respect privacy. And as educators, we should also teach our students how to use AI responsibly, understanding its limitations, questioning its outputs, and using it as a tool rather than a replacement for critical thinking. So here is a breakdown of the plans for Microsoft Copilot. As you can see, Copilot offers both free and paid versions for organizations. But the good news is that the free version still provides access across all browsers and devices. We'll take a look at that in a second. It also includes helpful prompt starters for things like lesson planning, summarizing historical events, and generating outlines. And for those who need even more advanced features, a paid option is available. So regardless of the version, Copilot can be a valuable AI assistant in whatever you're doing in education. So like I said a second ago, everyone that has Copilot enabled for their school or organization has access to Copilot across different browsers and devices. That starts first with the regular copilot.microsoft.com website, but it also includes Microsoft Edge. So if your organization has Microsoft Edge installed on their devices, they can access Copilot right from the sidebar. And then finally, there is a Copilot mobile app that can be downloaded for iOS or Android, where you sign in with your current credentials, your district or organization credentials, and then you will have the protected version of Copilot to access directly from your phone or mobile device. So once you use Copilot, how do you get started? Well, we have some suggestions that educators may want to try out. So I've come up with a few of these just kind of common education-oriented requests. And if you're using Copilot for the first time, maybe you want to use one of these to try to see what kind of output you'll get. The first one is creating an outline of a book, a famous book that's there in Copilot, listing ideas for a science lesson about whatever topic that you'll be teaching on. How about summarizing the key events of a historical event? And then finally, designing a lesson for teaching about one specific topic to one specific grade level. So the more detail that you create in your prompt, the better output that you'll receive. All right, so if you've never written a prompt before, there are some examples or some ways that you can create your prompt to get you the output that you're looking for. So for the best experience with any AI-generated response, you'll want to start with what's called an iterative prompt. Okay, so the more specific you are about what you're looking for, the better results you'll get. And iterative prompts are one way to do this. So the first way, or the first, part of an iterative prompt that you should include is going to be the persona. This is where you ask the tool to take a role. You'll also want to include an objectives. You'll tell the tool exactly what you want to generate. And then you want to specify who the content is for. This is the audience. You want to make sure that you say who this information is for. This can be age ranges or an overall tone. And then finally, you want to set a boundary or the limitation and direction that you want. So these are 4 essential parts of an iterative prompt that's going to give you what you are looking for. All right, so let's look at some of the practical ways that Copilot can be used. Here's a great example of a book report. Now, it's a little bit tough to see on your slide, but if you look at the top left-hand side of the screen, here is the iterative prompt that was used. I teach 9th grade English, and a student is asking me if they can read a specific book for a book report, but I am unfamiliar with the book. What should I use to evaluate if the book is appropriate and will meet learning objectives? All right, so you can see some of the examples that it generated. Now, if you look in the middle section, there's a specific book that maybe you don't have a chance to read through or really research. You can put that into Copilot, and Copilot will do all the work for you. So the prompt, how does the book Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid fit the criteria that you described? And then finally, another way you can use Copilot is to generate an email. So if this particular teacher has to write an email, the prompt is, I'm nervous about some of the themes you described in 1 and 4. Can you draft an email that I can send to the students' guardians, letting them know about the themes and asking them for approval to let their child do a book report on this book? So lots of ways that Copilot can not only help you out as the teacher in research, but also in doing things like communication and writing emails to parents. So here's an example for special education prompting. I'm not going to read the whole prompt, but the idea here is to provide some strategies that would be helpful for a student with autism that struggles to break down tasks into smaller parts. And then after, you'll see that it asks for some suggested IEP goals for a student with this diagnosis. So lots of ways that a special education teacher can use Copilot to give them an idea about what they can do, how they can support some of their students. Now, one of the things you'll notice is this output is very general. It's not specific to the individual student. There's no personally identifiable information. So these are all things that you'll want to make sure that you incorporate in those prompts. Even though we do have some protection with Copilot for Education, we don't want to put personal details or personal information inside there. And then finally, another great tool is you can take this article, any article on the internet, you can put that in Copilot and you can level that text specific to a student's reading ability. I know a lot of teachers use this quite a bit. This is almost something for students. Now, again, students do not have access to Copilot unless they are 18 years of age. But if you are working with older students or working in higher education, you can use Copilot to ask more specific questions about content in those articles. Some other examples as well: prompting, executive functional support for high school students. Lots of different ways that Copilot can be used to support students of all ages. All right, so Copilot is really just the beginning, because if you have other Microsoft programs, you'll know that Microsoft offers a free range of AI-powered tools for education. Some of the ones on here, you'll see the GitHub Copilot for coding. There's even AI lessons for teachers. You'll see that in Minecraft Education. You'll also see that in Conmigo. Other things as well, like Power Automate, Teams, Azure. There's AI embedded in many Microsoft products, creating endless possibilities and innovation in education. So how can you get started? Here are a couple links that you can enter if you want to get more information on Copilot and Microsoft AI. I'll just leave the screen up. So here are the socials to follow Microsoft Education. I always encourage teachers to do this on whatever social platform of your choice. This is a great way to learn about new products, new updates, or find ways that other educators are using the same Microsoft tools that you have. And this concludes our presentation. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about Microsoft Copilot in education. If you have questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment area below. Thank you so much and have a great day.